What's up, guys? GameRager95 here, and welcome back to the second episode of my Everton career mode series. So there you see we confirmed the transfer of Jadson, our centre defensive midfielder, and we get told about potential future international role. And we're going to put Jadson into our team to replace Darren Gibson. So you'll see soon that I actually slowly begin to replace the old players with new players that I bring in. And that's exactly what you have to aim to do in career mode. You've got to create a team and then just take out the old stuff and replace it with your new stuff. So that's a good start, I guess. I want to thank you guys for continuing to watch this series. And I again apologise for what happened with the Atletico Madrid one. But hopefully you'll enjoy this one even more. As you can see there, they reject Hitzelsberger, and we have to find another player to do this trade with. And we do, I think. I think we go for who was it? Well, it will come up in a second. I think he's someone very cheap as well. Not someone who you'd spend a lot of money. Who's worth a huge amount. I think Garbut, if that's how you say his name, Garbut or something. I know he's probably English, and I offered 1,650,000 with that deal to get it straight to his value. So great news there, though, is that De La Feu accepted my contract offer, and he's now set to join the club. You'll notice also my wage budget has gone up hugely, simply because Leon Osman and Tim Howard were earning a huge amount. So I'm now on £115,000 per week over budget, which is great. It means that I can change it around a bit in the future when I need to. And we're just going to put these players into the squad. So Jack Butland already there because we traded him with our main goalkeeper, and we put De La Feu there instead of I think it's Magai Gueye. So that's quite good. That means that I think Gueye was quite slow. So yeah, I didn't really want him out wide in the wings. And De La Feu is just beastly pace. That's basically what he's all about. The great news here, though, is that Olympique Lyon accept the offer that I put in for Umtiti. So Samuel Umtiti is going to join the club. Hopefully, if he accepts this contract, which is 6,000 a week, which he already earns, and I put him as an important first team player on a 4-year contract. And usually I don't put any team role because I don't want to guarantee them anything. If in the future, while they might still be in my plans, they won't necessarily be first team all the time. So I try to avoid that, but with Umtiti, I want to make him grow as much as I can. There you'll see just a very, very quick snapshot of the scouting, and I don't really see anyone that I can afford that's actually good, so I decided not to go for anyone. And I asked the board for £7.5 million extra in my transfer budget if I get to the final of the FA Cup, but you'll see that they reject it because I haven't been at the club long enough and I haven't shown what I can do. So that's quite unfortunate, but now I have to look for another centre-back to replace the ageing Jagielka, who, despite how much I love Jagielka in real life, I think he's a great player, and I think he's so important to the Everton team. For me, it's all about getting in those under 21s into the squad. If you can get them in, then you're good to go. And we take a look here at a few players, but Joel Matip I decided not to go for because I already had him in my other career mode and I wanted to see some new players. They're Juan Jesus, I think that's how you say it. He's 21, and Rafael Varane is a lot better than him for his age. But we go for Steven Colker first, and we put in the trade with Colker. Well, we actually don't end up going for Colker, I don't think, because we want to put Leighton Baines. And Leighton Baines is really he's quite difficult to. I don't want to waste the 5 million basically from Leighton Baines on Steven Colker, who's worth less. So I don't think I end up going with it, as you'll see. And I decided to go with Rafael Varane instead because he's worth £7.5 million. I figured a straight swap between him and Leighton Baines could lead to a great deal for me. Um, it tends to work surprisingly well if you end up managing it. It actually, you can manage it quite easily, a direct trade between someone who's worth less than someone else. Unfortunately, Samuel Umiti rejects the contract because he's happy where he is, but he would accept something maybe with a bit higher wages. I'm not sure yet. But we decided to offer him 8,000 a week, and that's probably the limit that I go to, really. Simply because you can find a lot of other centre backs who would come for a lot less. I don't know why it takes so long to do this, really. I guess I must have been thinking it over whether it's worth it. But I do end up going for £8,000 a week and put him as an important first team player. And as I quickly saw there, Kurt Zouma had the bid rejected because Distal was no longer at the club and we couldn't offer them the trade, which was quite annoying, but we decided to offer him someone else. So there you see us looking at Kurt Zouma, approaching Saint-Etienne to buy him, and we decided to go for a trade again. This time, I think we go for a trade. Yeah, we go 2 million there, and I think we put Tony Hibbert or someone like that, or Magai Gueye maybe. I don't think so. I'd be surprised if we put Gueye. I'm sorry if I seem completely out of it and not really understanding what I'm doing. We put Anichebe, and we put 1.2 million or something, or 1 point something million, 1.7 million. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm sorry if I seem completely out of it and just not realizing what I'm doing. It's quite late and I'm trying to get this done. But because tomorrow I'm going to be spending the whole day revising for some exams, which I've got in January, because I'm in A2, so I've got lots of exams to deal with, which is quite annoying, but hopefully I'll do quite well in them. We get an offer here from Catania for Nikita Jelavic, and I decided I want 7.6 million for him. I want what the chief executive said would be the maximum we'd expect to go for. We expect him to go for, and I figured that money would go to purchasing some new talent. One thing I was thinking about, I'll quickly go through this first. Catania reject. They say they will only spend 5.5 million or something like that, but I decided that I want them. Yeah, 5.5 million, and I want a minimum of 7.3 million. As you can see, I'm very easily swayed when it comes to transfer dealings. Go down 300,000 in my valuation of him. Leighton Baines here. Man U offered 3.9 million, and I just flat out reject it because that's just a stupid offer. It's a very stupid offer, and they should be ashamed for making it. But as I was saying, I wanted to know what your thoughts were on Fellaini, whether I should keep him and build him up, or whether I should sell him and use his money to buy a few other really talented and cheaper players. So leave your opinion in the comments below about that. But there you see Saint-Etienne again rejecting the bid I put in, and I'm just not sure what to do here. They're not interested in the deal. In the player that I attached with the deal, so I have to find someone else, and I decided to go with I think it was I'm not sure whether it was Magai Gueye. I don't think so. It might have been Darren Gibson, actually. Yeah, it was Darren Gibson, and I put 1.7 million and Darren Gibson because he's worth the same as Anichebe. Here Real Madrid reject the bid for Varane, and they want 6.3 million plus the player that I added to the bid, Leighton Baines. And I just knew straight away I'm not going to get him on any good money, so let's just forget about it. And we have to target someone else, unfortunately. Phil Neville there saying that this will be his last season potentially, which means that I can't sell him on, which is a big bummer for me, I guess, because I could have gotten a few 100,000 from that deal. But we go on here and look at Phil Jones, who, while he's worth the same as what's his name, Varane, he's older by a year and he has the same overall, I think. So yeah, he probably won't grow as well as Varane, but he might potentially be a good option if they choose to accept it. which I hope they do, because I really want to have him in my team. I need centre-backs because most of mine are very old and very slow, with exception to Heitinga and now S01E02. As you can see there, he accepted the contract offer, which is great for me. So I accept the deal, and he's in my team now. And Luke Garber is out, which is a shame, but he wouldn't have gotten into my team simply because of the formation I play. Again, they offered only 5.5 million, and I go to 6.5 million, which is just above the minimum that I should expect them to accept for. So hopefully they'll accept that. We do receive an offer actually for Luke Garber, but we can't do anything because we've just traded him. And here you can see us putting S01E02 on the team. We put him as a replacement for Phil Jagielka, although I'm actually going to move him to left centre back, I think, or right centre back. Generally, you want your pacey centre backs to be out on the left or right position, so that they can cover, so that they can just bomb up and stop any attacks. While the very central one is just all about his strength and his reading of the game. But that's the end of the video, guys. I just want to thank you all so much for watching and continuing to support the series. Yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode so you can keep watching, and peace out to you all. See you.